Did you know that cancer thrives in an acidic environment? Today, we're learning from Dr. O'Neill as she reveals 8 common acid-forming foods that silently undermine our health and create conditions where disease can thrive. As always, we'll break these ideas down and explain how you can apply them in your daily life.
Why pH matters.
Dr. O'Neill emphasizes the importance of maintaining a healthy internal pH. According to her, the blood should stay slightly alkaline between 7.35 and 7.4 on the pH scale. That's the sweet spot for healing and regeneration. But when cellular pH drops to 5.5, disease takes over. Yeasts, fungi, and especially cancer thrive in this acidic, low-oxygen environment. So when someone comes to Dr. O'Neill seeking support against cancer, she focuses on 3 things: an alkalizing diet, increasing oxygen intake, eliminating sugar as much as possible. Let's now explore the 8 acid-forming foods Dr. O'Neill advises us to reduce or avoid, foods that shift our bodies toward acidity and weaken our defenses.
1. Red and processed meat.
According to Dr. O'Neill, one of the top acid-forming foods is meat, especially red and processed meats. Why? Because they're rich in phosphorus and sulfur minerals that increase acid in the body. She references the work of Dr. T. Colin Campbell, who showed that cancer cell growth could be turned on or off depending on the amount of meat and dairy given to lab rats. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. If you're eating meat every day, your body may constantly be fighting to stay in balance.
2. Modern hybrid wheat.
Dr. O'Neill dives deep into wheat and its eye-opening. She explains that ancient wheat, like Einkorn, had a delicate gluten structure that the body could easily digest. But modern wheat, especially the kind that was hybridized in the 1950s, is completely different. This new wheat has a complex, rigid gluten structure that most digestive systems struggle with. That's why so many people today suffer from gluten intolerance, even if they were fine years ago. Dr. O'Neill highlights that today's breads, pastas, cereals, and cookies are made from this high-yield hybrid wheat, and while farmers love it for economic reasons, it's far more acid-forming and hard on the gut. Common symptoms: bloating and brain fog.
3. Caffeine.
Dr. O'Neill warns that caffeine, whether in coffee, sodas, or energy drinks, has a strong acidifying effect on the body, and it's not just the acidity. Caffeine depletes vital alkaline minerals like magnesium, potassium, and calcium, minerals your body needs to stay in pH balance. She gives a dramatic example. Coca-Cola has a pH of 2.6, that's nearly as acidic as battery acid. And with both caffeine and sugar, it's a double blow, her advice. If you do consume caffeine, do it in moderation, and be mindful of what it's doing to your system.
4. Refined sugar.
Refined sugar, Dr. O'Neill explains, is one of the most metabolically acid-forming substances we consume. While sugar itself sits at pH 7, the problem begins after we digest it. The body produces lactic acid, acetic acid, and other acidic byproducts during sugar metabolism. Even worse, sugar consumption depletes your body's alkaline reserves, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and throws off your internal balance. It also inflames the gut and feeds acid-producing bacteria, setting the stage for long-term inflammation and disease.
5. Aged cheese.
According to Dr. O'Neill, aged cheeses like blue cheese or sharp cheddar are particularly acid-forming, and they often contain mold, which adds to the body's inflammatory burden. She explains that while fresh cheeses like ricotta or cottage cheese are slightly less acidic, they still come from cows that are often exposed to hormones and chemicals, and that affects the quality of the product. From a pH standpoint, dairy in general is considered acid-forming due to its high phosphorus and protein content.
6. Alcohol.
Dr. O'Neill reminds us that alcohol isn't technically food, but it creates a highly acidic environment in the body. It breaks down into acetaldehyde, a neurotoxin that damages brain cells and burdens your liver and nervous system. Her advice is clear: if you're healing or want to stay well, alcohol should be minimized or eliminated.
7. Tobacco.
Just like alcohol, tobacco is not food, but it drastically acidifies the body. Dr. O'Neill warns that it lowers oxygen levels, damages tissues, and creates the exact environment where disease can take hold. Quitting isn't easy, but it may be one of the most powerful steps you can take to shift your internal chemistry toward health.
8. Most grains, legumes, and nuts.
Here's an interesting point from Dr. O'Neill. Even some healthy foods can be acid-forming. Most grains, legumes, and nuts fall on the acidic side, except for a few exceptions. Alkaline legumes, lentils, lima beans, soy alkaline nuts, almonds, Brazil nuts. She doesn't suggest cutting them out completely, but she emphasizes balance. Pair acid-forming foods with plenty of alkaline vegetables and greens.
What Dr. O'Neill recommends?
Should you eliminate all acid-forming foods? Dr. O'Neill says no. The key is proportion. She recommends aiming for 70 to 80% alkaline-forming foods and 20 to 30% acid-forming foods. Most people have it backward, and they pay the price in the form of inflammation, fatigue, and chronic disease. The good news, it's never too late to turn it around. Start with small shifts, add more greens, cut back on sugar, caffeine, and processed meat. And most importantly, listen to your body. As Dr. Barbara O'Neill teaches us, your internal environment determines whether disease can live or die.